Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Growing Up Alien. Today we have a friend and special guest, Aranka Fisher from Reiki Golden Healing. And Aranka has not only helped me with a lot of the problems that I have, which are at this point probably well known, but she also assisted Eeka with his PTSD after he resigned from the military. So Eeka is here with us sitting on the floor. He sits on the floor, and all people are like, why is he sitting on the floor? He does that, let him sit on the floor. But I want to turn the stage over, not from the guy sitting on the floor, but also to you, Aranka. And when did you begin working with Reiki and other types of healing modalities?
Well, thank you so much, Andrea, for having me on your show. I'm delighted that you're doing these podcasts, and I'm delighted that you're on Earth to help humanity learn about the cosmos. This is extremely important that there's people here on Earth that are from other parts of the cosmos bringing light and knowledge and sharing this information, no matter how hard it's been on us. So I started doing energy healing in 2011, but my life goes all the way back to a village in old Yugoslavia where I was born, next to the Danube River. The village was half Hungarians, half Bulgarians. And I was born in the early 60s. And when I was born, I had huge crystal blue eyes. And I had long black curly hair, and I had hair on my ears, my shoulders, my arms. I was covered in black hair. And my mother said that I was in the hospital for 3 months, and she wasn't well after she delivered me, I guess. I was a big baby. But she said that the everybody would just stare at me because they've never seen anything like it. Can you imagine being born with all this hair?
Oh, yeah.
So the thing is that after about 7 months, my eyes turned green and then brown. But they were really large crystal blue. And for the first 4 years of my life, I didn't eat any solid food. I just wanted to live off liquid and air. And my parents had horses and cattle and every kind of farm animal. And I would sleep from the minute I could walk, like a year old, I would sleep under our horses.
Mm.
I would go and rest because my father was quite abusive, and I didn't know I had all these abilities from my soul level. And so I would go and I would bring the horses probably tremendous amount of love and energy and light to calm them and to heal them, to enlighten them. So, long story short, the whole family left the village just before 1970, and we ended up in Southern California in San Diego. That's where I grew up. And I was my parents were much older than me. And when my parents died by 1989 and early 90s, I started to travel around the world. And I ended up living all over the place. I lived in Vienna, Austria. I lived in Rome. I lived in England, in Bristol. Then I immigrated to Australia. And all these places, I was doing architecture. And I always felt this planet wasn't home and I didn't fit in. Everything was to me very strange and unusual. And I always used to laugh at everything because I thought things here were really silly. So can you imagine?
Yes,
You just
yes. I think everybody listening can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, you just take everything you see and you're like, I'm trying to figure this place out. Why are people so jealous and envious? And why is this harm and negativity and all this, difficulty on this planet? And why don't people, respect animals and nature, et cetera, et cetera? So I used to be hyper sensitive and I hardly ever spoke because I felt I wanted everybody to like me. And so the most difficult part was like the first 40 years of my life, I was actually quite quiet and I would just smile all the time. But the animals, I could feel everybody's energy, and the animals were always really friendly with me and close to me. And so I started noticing that when I was in nature, I felt really free. But when I was in cities with people, I would be more stressed out, and I didn't I felt like I was being chased all the time. The energies were constantly really low. So I lived all over the place around the globe. By the time I settled down into Eastern Washington, it was 2004, 2005. And I also lived in Northern Idaho with my then husband. And I started having all these more psychic abilities and information. But it wasn't until after I got divorced that I was free, like 2008. I finally felt free where I was receiving information in my sleep, and a lot of strange things started to happen that were negative to interfere with me. And I didn't know there was a huge military base 10 minutes away from where I was living in Eastern Washington. All of that got really bad once I got into energy healing, and I started an advanced meditation group in 2015. And I started having a lot of UFO and ET coming at night at 3 in the morning. They always would appear after you fall asleep, and I always go to bed late. And so between about 2:30 and 4 is when the visits would happen, and I could feel them right next to my bed. And I have a really incredible shepherd dog, and he would be so scared he'd go sleep under my bed all the way in the back corner because he was so scared because he could see these things. And then they started targeting my Jeep, where in the winters, we have huge winters, a lot of snow, and the UFOs would go over the Jeep. I think the UFOs were human, military. I
Likely.
really don't think that these were ETs. And they would probably sent out from one of the bases, and they would just target the Jeep's electrical system. So I have a lot of pictures where the top of the Jeep, where the electrical system is, there's big circles where the snow was melted.
Right.
And then on the hood of the Jeep, it's full of geometric patterns where
Yeah.
they
Right.
melted the snow.
Yeah.
But the hood liner that's underneath, that's what they were replicating. So when they would zap the Jeep with an electric current, it would reflect everything underneath
Wow.
on top, and it would melt the snow exactly where the hood liner. And I used to laugh. I used to say, "Oh, you're trying to communicate with me, aren't you?" But my advanced meditation group, there'd be about 7 women or 8 women. They started having it happen to their vehicles.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing. And then one of them, she said, as she was driving home one night from our group, and we were doing energy healing for Earth
Mhm.
and each person in the group, like for 10 minutes. And when we started doing this, we all started to get really, what you would say, messed with.
Mhm.
Like things would just start going wrong. Our relationships would start just being like irritable. You know, you'd be in a really happy mood after you're doing energy work meditation, and you go home and your partner just instantly starts being very abrasive.
Well, they're targeted in mind control.
Yes, out of the blue, everything just started to get weird, you know? It's like relationships weren't working, everybody started to be pulled apart with all kinds of problems.
Right.
And I knew that we were beings of light. On a soul level, I knew we were here to come together and to help Earth. But every time we came together, we would be zapped. And one night, one of the girls was driving home. It's like an hour drive to northern Washington from where we were in Spokane. And she said that a gray ET, a little gray ET, was right in the back seat. It just materialized.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The phased in. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and she wasn't scared, she was pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess she told it off and told it that she was going to rip its head off or whatever. And it instantly gone. But when you're going in the snow in the winter in January and you're going 60, 65 miles an hour on a highway, it's pretty dangerous when you suddenly have something suddenly appear in your back seat.
Yeah.
So we went through all kinds of, you don't want to know. I have a lot of information, but in this podcast today, what I would like to do is when I started my practice in 2012, my focus was just energy healing, and I instantly noticed that I have what you would say advanced or evolved skills. And so I instantly would connect to the soul of the client or the students that I was teaching. And it's the soul that we are all a part of. It's in charge. We are the representative. So think of it as the soul comes from the cosmos, but there are many people on this planet. The soul is trapped here. The
Right.
soul doesn't know anything else except this planet. It does not want to leave this planet. And so many people here have had many, 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 what the soul has lifetimes, and then the human remembers these lifetimes sometimes. So many people, when they say, well, I had a past life as a monk, or I was a, princess or whatever, the point is, it's the soul that has all these lifetimes. This is my point of view from all the work that I do. And imagine that the soul is in charge. It creates any life form it wants to have anywhere in the cosmos for experience and to gain more light. When the life form expression is benevolent in its lifetime, the soul grows in light. If the life form causes harm, the soul does not grow. So I see all these souls and the levels of consciousness that they have evolved to. So when I connect with anybody, I instantly close my eyes and I can feel the level of consciousness in the cosmos if the soul is not just trapped on Earth.
Right. Right.
So does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, it does actually. For part of what is impeding progress for the race that is on this planet. And again, there's always that sensation of they're doing this to themselves, and there's a resistance towards accepting the reality of what they can experience. And that makes sense that they would self-limit.
It's fear. So
Yeah,
a
exactly,
couple, a
exactly.
couple times that we've talked, what keeps coming into my instant, attention is that this planet has been captured by negative ETs
Yeah,
for a really, really long time, off and on, off and on. They haven't been in control for millions, but they have been here for quite a long time. And what they have is like some kind of a sheath that goes around the planet. It's almost like a kind of a quarantine, some kind of energy field. And when souls are born that come from the cosmos into this planet's 3D, whatever dimension they're in, they're instantly identified. So if you are a being who's not from Earth, you're instantly identified by your signature on a soul level.
yeah.
The soul is not in the body, the soul is out there, but we're connected to our soul through our pineal gland and our heart chakra or our heart. And so what happens is that we instantly are identified, and it's almost like we're being hazed when
Oh,
we're born here.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
they remove all our knowledge. We're not connected to our soul clearly. It's kind of muddled.
Right.
And it's so frustrating because you know you're different, but you don't know how to access this higher consciousness. So when I started doing energy healing, it was called Reiki.
Right.
And I did Reiki Master and all the classes, but I quickly saw that I'm not doing Reiki like everybody else is. I could be, 10 feet away from the person. And the minute I close my eyes, I see the cosmos and all this light, and I see the life form, and it's just like massive knowledge, you know?
Well,
And it's
actually,
kind
if you remember, what did you see when you tapped into Eka?
Ika is difficult to connect to because he is not human vibrating in 3D. He's not a physical. He looks physical, but he's not a density like the humans here are. It's almost like he's half density. And so with Ika, because he's in Southern California, stationed, and it feels like it's a trap over there. It feels really frustrating. He's in some form of a base, but it feels like you're in a cell and you
Yeah.
can't get out. And then at the same time, his consciousness is with you on the other side of the country. And when I want to work with a life form, if his body's over there and his mind,
Oh, we froze, so something's trying to mess with us. It'll come back.
yes, I know I can see you,
How are
but
you gonna, now we froze. That's all right. We're used to that. It happens all the time. That's like,
so imagine that he's like split.
yeah.
His consciousness is with you, but his life form, the physical that we can see in 3D, is over on another part. Are you getting a message that your internet is unstable?
No, mine's fine. It'd be yours, your end.
So it's my end. And of
Your
course,
end.
I have 5 bars. It should work fine.
Yeah. Well, that
Okay, so when I was connecting with Eka, he felt more distant. Even though all my sessions that I do around the world, I have different clients, everything is distant or remote. I don't need to have anybody. And I work with all animals and people
yes,
and
that's
earth.
you want to put that in that we'll mention a little bit that you do offer sessions. I'll put that in the description and you work with people and animals. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. Any kind of, if a life form is on this planet
Right.
that is benevolent, I will definitely connect and help, and do what I can to enlighten, bring light to the life form. So the magic is light, as you know. It's all about the light. The light carries information. It carries everything that the life form needs to transform, to regenerate, to heal, to evolve. The only thing that's standing in the way in this planet is the mind's consciousness is programmed. That's what I wanted to say about being born here. As soon as we're born here, there's programs. There's all these programs in place, and the astrology that was invented is connected to these programs. So, like when astrologers said, "Oh, Scorpio, all these things are coming up for you," right? They're all programs that whoever started these narratives and these, systems, it's all programs to trap every single person into a very narrow, limited belief system.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you recognize immediately that your thoughts are not your own, that's because that's a program that's trying to mess with your thoughts. And you just need to stop it and say, I'm in control. I'm in control of my being, not some negative program. Because that did a lot when I was working with you. Oh my gosh, I just saw programs every which way. And we needed to stop all those and reassert our sovereign being that we are in control of this lifetime. We are in control of what we want to experience, when, how, where, with who, blah, blah, blah.
And that's going to be, fairly cookie cutter for anybody who's already been through the MK Ultra's secret space program, My Labs. The minute we came in, we were hijacked by those, dark CIA military organizations and mind control.
Yeah, it's all hijacking. So moving forward, I mean, I can compliment you for the next hour, but
I would,
I think you already know who you are, so I'm not going to get into that. But the most important thing is once we recognize that we are from the stars and we came here to Earth to bring light, we need to learn how to connect, or many people already do, how to meditatively connect to all these beings of pure light in the cosmos that we would call our family, or we would call our soul family. So beings of light that know us on a soul level. And the most important thing is to connect to your own soul, because who can you trust more than your own higher self, right? Yeah, I mean, people don't have to listen to me and believe a word I say. I'm just trying to teach people how to connect to their soul.
he said him, but
Is Eka laughing?
oh yeah, he always has this. He does a little ego thing where he's like, "Well, you can trust me." He's like, "Oh, you trust more than your own soul." He says him.
Well, Ika's madly in love with you, so he'll say anything.
He says it. Yeah, we were in a play. We were in a frisky mood. We were just like play fighting before you came on. So we're trying to be serious, which is impossible because you're dealing with Pleiadians. So
Speaking of Palladians, so last night I had a huge session with a friend, a client, a former nurse, and she's living in a town that's only 30 miles from Area 51 in Nevada.
Yeah.
And when I asked her soul to show me its very last lifetime,
Hmm.
it's coming from the Pleiades.
Oh, cute. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And when she goes to psychics, and she's 62 and she's in great shape. But when she goes to some psychics in the past, they give her nonsense like you were a monk in your last lifetime.
A monk.
And I mean, you just have to laugh. It's like, okay, you were the queen of Egypt. You were, the pharaoh. I mean, this is the kind of nonsense you get. What you really need to do is meditate yourself and get all the information yourself, not go to some psychic to make up nonsense and make you get all confused.
Right. Yeah. The knowledge is all yours. It's all inside you. That's again, I always say people, all I can give you is the hell perspective, but your consciousness, your beingness, it holds all the information you need. Nobody else can. They have to ask permission to access it, actually. So you don't need sort of a Pony Express rider to bring it to you. It's already within you.
Right, but also the consciousness, if it's the human consciousness, it's basically trapped in all these programs and all this, 3D level of knowledge. But when we connect to our soul and we connect to the cosmos, to all these sources of light directly ourselves, not with some guides and angels, and none of that makes sense to me. We're directly connecting to pure light.
Yeah.
That's when you start evolving your consciousness and you begin to expand.
Yeah.
Your knowledge just becomes absolute infinite. You can connect to any life form in the cosmos.
Yeah. Right.
And
Exactly.
so the one thing that when I'm teaching everybody, I call what I do quantum energy healing. Now, there's a lot of people nowadays that call everything quantum.
Right. The
So, it's like, okay, everybody, we're all quantum. So when I started this, it was in 2012, and I was doing quantum energy healing and teaching people about the whole chakra system. It's way different chakra system than what people here have been learning, the seven major chakras. So imagine that the ancient gurus and yogis, they were always sitting on the ground. And if you're sitting on the ground every single day for hours, you're going to start feeling the energy of Mother Earth coming up your butt, up your rump, right?
Yeah.
Your legs are not really standing on the planet. So the energies are coming right up where you're sitting. And so they invented this chakra system of Mother Earth energy that it's coming up there at the behind, at the tailbone. And then they continuously went up, up, up through the body, and then they stopped at the physical head. So they called this seven, and down at the tailbone, at the bum. Now I'm speaking British.
Um,
Oh, at the butt, bum, it was the first chakra. The chakra system needs to be activated that is far more evolved. And the chakra systems are like this. They start from each foot. So imagine you're standing on the planet, and from each foot, there's two huge ribbons of light, and they're spiraling. And they need to be self-activated. All you have to do is say, I activate my massive chakra system starting from each foot. And those two massive spirals of like ribbons of light, they want to go and connect into the center of the earth. There's giant crystals at the center of the earth. When you connect to the center of the planet and then ask Mother Earth to enlighten you and show you what this planet is all about, and you will begin through the chakra system. It's almost like a consciousness brain, and it'll instantly start downloading all this knowledge about this planet. It's very interesting. And the chakra system will just meander through the whole planet. It goes in the earth, out of the earth, the atmosphere, and it just starts feeling free. And all this information it's gathering about what this earth is about. That's what the first chakras are meant to do, is to deeply connect, like wires into a brain. So they're connecting into earth. and they're receiving all this knowledge about the planet. That's what the first chakras do. And once you connect into the planet with your first chakras, you will begin to feel this planet like you've never felt it before. And I think a lot more humans will have a massive connection and understanding that this planet is a living being. She has her own soul. She's alive, and she has her own desires and needs and things she doesn't like. So she's female, right? It's a female planet. So the second chakra starts from the knees, and there's two second chakras. So from each foot, it goes all the way up until you get to the lower area of the body, which is the reproductive, your hands, your wrists. So when you put your hands next to the side of your body, the second chakra, roughly, it's like you're looking at discs or circles going around your body that are about like, that much. So each chakra from the knees up to the reproductive area, all the way the lower back, that's all second chakra. And each of these chakras, of course, have a frequency, a vibration, a sound, a color. Everything is connected to the cells in that part of the body. They have the same frequency sound. So you can use sound healing to heal different parts of the body, but you can also use light, of course. You know all this, right? Yeah. So
Well,
I don't want to.
we do it back home on our planet, and it's, yeah, yeah.
So those
It's
two
common
need.
knowledge back, back home. That's how you.
Yeah, so those are four chakras that we need to activate to begin to really deeply connect and understand this little planet. And animals that have many legs,
Mhm.
centipedes, millipedes, those are all first chakras. So they're deeply connected to the earth because they're walking on her all the time.
Well, and I always say animals are the masters of anything
That's right, because they really are connected. They're grounded all the time.
all the time. Yeah.
Yep. So they understand and they're very telepathic. They don't speak English through their mouth, they're all telepathic. So the third chakra is now the traditional, goes through the center of the body. And the colors, usually at the bottom, they're more darker red. And as they start from the knees up, they're more orangey. As they start in the center of the body, they're more yellow. And then the heart chakra, it's called, but it goes all the way around the body. Part of the lungs are in there as well. That's green. And then you move up to blue. And when you get up to the pineal gland, which is your third eye, it goes all the way around the eyes, the ears, the hearing, the vision. All this is sixth chakra, which is indigo color. It's this gorgeous purple. That needs to be activated. Everybody needs to start activating the sixth chakra. And the way you do it is I'm going to start, we can do a quantum meditation so I can teach all your people.
That's awesome. We're ready to go.
And we're ready to go. We're going to do this. So we're going to activate, everybody's going to self-activate their pineal gland and get connected to their soul and to the cosmos. So if everybody would like to get comfortable, I always stand when I do meditations, and then turn your lights down. And if you can, shut off your Wi-Fi or your routers. If you have a bunch of electricity, shut it off. And if you're watching the show here on your phone, if it's possible at all, keep your phone away from you at least 5 feet, because you don't want Wi-Fi electromagnetic frequencies to interfere with your brain frequencies.
Right.
You'll get connected much better if you do this in the future with no Wi-Fi around you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Ready? Okay. Okay. All right, here we go. And I usually have all kinds of music on meditation, but
But Zoom won't, yeah, it won't pick it up.
this is now just a wonderful example, and everybody, you guys can all adapt as you need to. Just try to diminish how much Wi-Fi you have around you. When you're meditating, stay away from the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Wireless. Okay, so here we go. Breathe out. And just relax your beautiful body, your beautiful mind, and close your eyes. And when you breathe out any kind of thoughts that you get that are negative or stressful, any kind of interference thoughts, instantly just breathe them out and just say, I am in control of my thoughts. And I fill myself with infinite pure love and light only, and all knowledge of that which is the truth. So at any time, if you get any interference, just say, I am in control. I fill my beautiful, beautiful mind and body on all levels of consciousness with pure love, pure light coming from the cosmos, from sources, creators of infinite knowledge, infinite love, infinite light. Now visualize your beautiful mind as a huge cloud or ball of light. With your eyes closed, just visualize the mind as this big cloud or mind, and that you can gently push it to the side of you with one of your hands. And then follow me and say, I ask my beautiful mind to gently step aside now and gently push the mind, this huge ball of light, to the side of you. And then say, I ask my mind now to deeply, deeply, deeply release all control over my pineal gland. I ask my mind to step aside and allow my pineal gland to be deeply open, activated, and connecting to my soul now in the cosmos, connecting to sources of infinite knowledge, infinite love, infinite light in all dimensions, all levels of consciousness, and all beings of pure light, all benevolent life forms only. I ask to be one with all of you. I welcome you, pure, benevolent light beings, souls. I welcome you in all the cosmos, in all dimensions, all levels of consciousness. I welcome you. I ask to be deeply enlightened, deeply, deeply energized, detoxed, and healed now. I create a massive orb of light around my entire being and around my beautiful place where I live and all the animals and loved ones that are around me, near me, my neighbors, and the whole region of where I live, where I reside. If I am on a boat, I surround the oceans with massive orbs of light. And I bring massive energy from sources in the cosmos of infinite love, infinite light energy into my entire being and the whole region of the planet, to all life forms that are near me and all the planet. I bring massive light and love to the entire planet, in the earth, on the earth, beyond the earth. I surround the planet in a huge Merkaba, crystalline Merkaba energy. Visualize a massive pyramid of crystalline energy above ground and a massive pyramid of crystalline energy below the ground, flipped. Then imagine that these two pyramids are intersecting each other at the ground level, and that creates the Merkaba. And it goes out for hundreds and hundreds of miles with you in the center of it. We activate these massive Merkaba fields of energy, pure light, around the entire planet. Everyone that is watching this now, we are deeply grateful. We send enormous amount of light and gratitude to all of you for helping yourself and helping others and the planet to deeply enlighten and connect to sources of light, pure love energy in the cosmos. And now visualize and say, I ask to deeply connect all my chakra system. I activate my massive chakra system, starting from each foot. And visualize that from each foot, you have two massive ribbons of light. And they are moving and meandering. They are vibrating, huge ribbons of light. And then say, I ask my first chakras to go deep into the center of the earth now and connect to the giant crystals that are there. And I ask Mother Earth, her beautiful soul, to deeply connect with me now and my chakra system, my first chakras, and to deeply enlighten me. Show me anything I need to know about this planet's history. I ask to be deeply enlightened by the giant crystals that are in the earth, on the earth, beyond the earth, in this Milky Way. I activate my second chakras, starting from my knees, going up to my reproductive area, my hips, my behind, my thighs, my legs. Visualize your hands and your wrists. This is all part of the second chakra system, an energy system. The vibration is about orange in color. The first chakras are darker. They're like a reddish color. Now, the second chakra includes your hands, your wrists, the reproductive, the lower parts of the body here. And visualize that you are now deeply free and you are connecting to the planet's energies. And you are feeling the entire Earth's natural world. You are deeply connected to what's below the surface, the giant rocks, the nature, the earth, the water. And you are now receiving enormous amount of knowledge about what this planet is really about. Anything you want to know, just ask the planet's soul now. Just say, I ask beautiful soul of earth, this earth, to deeply enlighten me now and show me the truth of what is going on here. What is it that we need to do to help this planet, to save and enlighten her? We activate now our third chakra. The third chakra is the center of the body, just like in traditional chakra system teachings. It's the center of the body. It's your elbows, the middle of your arms. It goes all the way around. Most of the organs are included. The emotional system is in the body's water, and most of the body is water. 65% or so is water. A lot of the emotions that people have that are toxic, they end up getting trapped or suppressed into the center of the body, mostly into the organs. And imagine now that you can release all those toxic energies, toxic programs, toxic experiences from every single part of your being. And we are going to say now, I ask my entire body, all of my cells and their memory and their DNA and all my chakra system, all my energy system, my beautiful mind, my conscious, subconscious, and unconscious mind. I ask it now to deeply release all toxic programs, toxic experiences, toxic memories, toxic beliefs, all toxic energies since the moment of birth until now that have caused me harm, that were unloving, that were very, very, very difficult, traumatic, tremendous hardships. I release all of that as toxic energy now. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Breathe out, let it go, let it go, let it go. And visualize that you have this enormous amount of toxic energy and you're surrounding it now in a huge orb of golden light, pure light, huge, huge ball of light. Surround all the toxic energy and say, I compress this toxic energy and transmute it into pure light. And I send it back to source in the cosmos of pure light through a huge tunnel of light. I send all toxic energies, memories, experiences, programs, everything that has caused me harm, pain, fear, all unloving experiences, whether they were conscious, subconscious, or on unconscious level, since the moment I was born till now and into the future. I release all that as toxic energy up the tunnel of light back to source and see it leaving you and leaving Earth, going through a huge tunnel of light back to source. Instantly visualize brand new energy coming from source, surrounding you, going through your body, through your mind, through your entire being, all your chakra system, and deeply enlightening you now, bringing you enormous amount of higher knowledge and peace, love, and calmness and balance. And see the energies, the light going into your third eye, between the eyebrows, the pineal gland. That's where the light comes in. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, and see yourself in perfect harmony, perfect balance. That's the third chakra. We're releasing tremendous amount of emotional pain and harm from the second chakra, the reproductive area, going down into the legs, the feet, going into the earth. And we're releasing all toxic energy from the planet and ourselves. We're sending it up the tunnel of light back to source. Do not put toxic energies into the little earth, because she needs a lot of love, not more toxic energy. Fourth chakra, let's move up now to our heart. Our heart chakra, fourth chakra, the vibration is green, beautiful green, emerald green. Now visualize from your heart chakra that you are now deeply opening your heart chakra energy and say, I ask to deeply connect my fourth chakra to source, as in the cosmos of infinite love, infinite light. I ask to be deeply connected always to my soul, to guide me, enlighten me. I ask to deeply connect to all benevolent life forms in the cosmos on all dimensions, to deeply enlighten me and protect me. Help me to understand what is about to happen before it happens. Shield me. Teach me how to shield myself. And visualize that your whole body now, your fourth chakra, your heart, that you are releasing all toxic memories from your cells that create your heart. And a new, brand new energy, pure light from sources is coming right into your heart. And every cell in your heart now is getting totally rejuvenated with brand new DNA. Your entire heart now is absolutely massive in love, energy, light, knowledge. And you are growing and growing and growing in pure love energy and light. And you're deeply connected to sources in the cosmos on all dimensions, all levels of consciousness, to pure love energy, pure light. And you're deeply connected to your soul through your heart chakra and your heart. And the soul is in the cosmos. It's absolutely massive. It's a library of all its past lifetimes as light. The soul is like a huge library of light. Fifth chakra, the fifth chakra, we typically call it the throat chakra. But imagine it is everything to deal with your lungs. So that's air, oxygen, which is extremely vital to the life forms on this planet. So take great care of your lungs. Try to be in nature every day and breathe out toxins. Let them go and breathe in brand new, beautiful energies. Your shoulders, your upper arms, your upper back, all of this is fifth chakra. The back of the neck, fifth chakra. Your mouth, your teeth, the lower part of the face, fifth chakra. The nose, breathing through the nose, fifth chakra. All of this is the vibration of blue. It's like a beautiful, beautiful sky blue. If you have crystals, always have crystals in natural form, not cut and polished. Try to leave them as they are growing in natural forms, and have a lot of blue crystals around you if you are having a breathing disorder, or if you desire to have a higher connection, your chakras, have blue crystals. Now we're moving up to the sixth chakra. The sixth chakra is your beautiful eyes. It's the middle part of the face, the head. You're going around to the brain, the back of the brain, the cerebellum, the lower part of the brain, having to do with balance, the cerebellum. Having to do with the feeling centers of the brain is the back of the brain, the lower part. One side is the apathetic, unfeeling side, and the other side right next to it, the lower part of the brain, is the compassionate side of the brain. Activate the compassionate side of the brain, because wireless technology is shutting all this down, and it's making everybody more unfeeling, more self-centered. What we want is a massive amount of pure love energy coming into the brain. So say, I activate my sixth chakra, my beautiful, beautiful pineal gland. My third eye is the pineal gland. And see the pineal gland like a little tiny pine cone, and see it growing now in size. And just say, I activate my pineal gland to be deeply connected always to my soul, to my magnificent golden family of light in the cosmos where I come from, deeply connecting me to sources in all dimensions, creator energies of that which we call pure light, all knowledge, pure love energy, home, God energy, creator energy, all the religions on this planet. You are all deeply connected to source in the cosmos. We all come from magnificent source and beautiful souls. And source gives us the light, the energy in our bodies continuously, especially when we go to sleep. When we go to sleep, the mind is blocking the pineal gland. It goes to sleep. It becomes unconscious. Instantly, the pineal gland is activated, connecting to source. And now just say, I activate my massive seventh chakra, the top of the head. And I activate these massive chakras, the seventh, and all my chakras beyond the seventh. These are very advanced. These are connecting you to infinite tunnels of light, connecting to source. So just say, I activate my massive higher chakra system, connecting me to source in the cosmos. And I bring that massive continuous light energy into this body, my pineal gland, my entire being, continuously rejuvenating every cell in my body with brand new, perfect health memories. I remove all toxic memories from my entire being every day and replace them with pure love energy, pure light, brand new memories of perfect health. And where I come from in the cosmos, I connect to those beings of pure love energy and their healing systems to deeply and continuously enlighten me. This is a lot. How are you, Andrea?
Well, I can't go too far because I got to operate the Zoom. So
How are you feeling?
no, it's always this, very zen, very, not relaxed, but more like aware. You become hyper aware.
Fantastic. Well, everybody will experience it differently.
Yeah.
I apologize, I'm speaking fast and speaking a lot of things that people probably haven't heard. So then I will introduce you. Let's get connected to this magnificent race from the Andromedan universe. Are you ready? Andrea?
Yeah, me, I'm always ready.
All right, here we go. So visualize that your entire body, all your chakra system, your beautiful soul, all the water in your body is emotion. Imagine emotion is water in the body. So drink plenty of water always and healthy liquids, teas, herbals to replenish the water, the liquid in your body. And detox, detox, detox the toxic liquids in the body. So see yourself as a beautiful being of light and just say, I create a huge orb of light continuously around my entire being. And I ask to continuously be deeply enlightened by my soul and sources of pure light in the cosmos every day, and Mother Earth and the natural world. I love my beautiful animals, my beautiful pets, my beautiful family, friends, neighbors, whoever it is that is close to you, that you feel a beautiful energy with. Eeka, we love you. Thank you for being here to help Earth. Thank you, Andrea, for being here to help Earth. So let's get connected to some off-planet magnificent races. So just say, I ask to deeply connect with the magnificent beings from Andromeda that we call the Jays or the Zenitae. Beautiful, beautiful Andromedans, the Zenitae, we ask to deeply connect with you now. The Zenitae are not on a planet. They live in a massive spacecraft that looks like a planet, an orb, but it is a spacecraft. Beautiful Zenitae, we welcome you. Yes, we're doing a podcast, which is different because we are broadcasting out across the planet. And we ask to connect with your magnificent, beautiful, beautiful race, beautiful beings. We ask to connect with your engineering department. And we ask you to show us how to cloak ourselves. We ask you to give us the knowledge and information to each one of us. Enlighten us with the knowledge on how to cloak ourselves on multiple dimensions from any kind of nefarious negative life forms and negative programs, so that we are instantly aware When our thoughts are not our own, when something tries to interfere or harm us, we will instantly be protected, shielded, and instantly recognize these negative frequencies. So the shielding has multiple functions in it. The shielding also identifies any kind of interference. So this shielding is far more advanced. It has technology. Can you feel that, Andrea?
Yeah.
So it's not just like you're putting a suit on. This is an extremely intelligent shielding. It has consciousness. Can you feel that?
Yes.
So the shielding has consciousness. You can communicate with it. It will communicate through you telepathically. It will instantly make you aware of what's going on outside of you or on any dimension that is trying to interfere with you. This is coming from the zenith. Once you are shielded, you have this. If you desire, you can activate this every day. Just say, I ask to connect my beautiful mind to my soul now to guide me. And I ask my soul to show me how to use the shielding system from the zenith, because everything that we're experiencing goes into our soul. It's a library. Everything we experience goes up to our soul as light. Light carries information. So if you want to access anything from your past, you can get it from your soul. So now from the zenith, Andrea, what would you like us to do now? What would you like to know?
I'm going to ask them.
Okay.
I'm asking them how we can deconstruct the mind control densities that are preventing the humans on this planet from accessing a lot of what we're talking about today, but their true selves, how to unplug themselves from the darker frequencies.
May I speak?
Absolutely.
What I'm feeling from them is visualize each and every person watching this, that you are here on earth to help. You came here to bring help and light. You did not come here to be deceived and to be pulled down into some very negative, very dark programs. You need to break free of that mind control. It is not for your soul's benefit. It will actually cause a very negative experience for your soul. You will be trapped here. You cannot exist here as a negative vibration any longer. This planet needs to evolve with or without you. So please join us and allow your beautiful mind to free itself and allow access through this meditative process or other meditative, very loving processes to connect to very high vibrational light, beings of light, your soul of infinite light, and begin to expand your massive frequency of light so that you can raise yourself above what is down here on earth. And as you begin to evolve, many, 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 many will evolve very quickly. This is extremely easy. This is not difficult. All you have to do is complement your ego mind and just say, beautiful mind, I ask you to step aside now. Allow my pineal gland to be deeply open, activated, connecting to my soul and to sources of infinite pure light and knowledge. And by letting go of the ego mind, the consciousness, letting go, you will begin to free yourself from all of the mind control traps. And you will begin to raise your vibration and you will feel lighter and lighter and lighter. And all of that mind control, past programs, trauma, everything you've been told will begin to vanish. It will not be a part of your being because it is a far lower vibration than you are as you are raising yourself super fast. None of the past will make any more importance to you. You will not connect with it. And the more that you let go of that past and you see yourself as a very high vibration of pure light, you free yourself and you're helping the planet in a massive way to free itself. And all those programs will literally disintegrate. That's what I'm seeing.
Mm.
I'm not seeing a battle. I'm not seeing any kind of a war. What I'm seeing is all of us will just become much lighter. And all those toxic programs, once they do not gain any attention or energy, or very little attention, they actually don't exist. They actually begin to fade and just gone. Can you feel that?
Well, I think that's a great perspective. Well, that's actually correct because those things actually don't exist. It's people that maintain them in their thought forms. So
Precisely. That's exactly right.
how they maintain the entire systems. So it isn't a construct in the sense of a physical thing. It's a thought process.
That's exactly right. With our eyes closed, our mind is not able to see and criticize and judge. So when people are speaking, it's even better if your eyes are closed so that you're listening to your higher senses to guide you on the information you're receiving, whether the information feels right, wrong, or whatever it is. But the mind will get in the way a lot. But with your eyes closed, you will begin to feel what is really the truth and what this planet is actually going through. You see, everything is waves of energy. We actually do not exist. Only when you open your eyes, you will see that we exist in a physicality. We're material beings because we are on the lowest density in the matrix. We're way down at 3. There are infinite, thousands and thousands and thousands of dimensions in the cosmos. It's infinite. The higher you go, the lighter you are. And I think that the most important thing is to begin to feel these energies with your eyes closed. People will get a lot faster connected with their eyes closed, asking their beautiful mind to step aside and allow their heart to guide them and their soul. Andrea, what are you feeling?
That's grand. I mean, I mean, this explains when people ask a question about the soul trap, because what happens is the Terrans on this planet, through mind control and fear, the soul trap doesn't look for you. It doesn't attack people. The people actually look for it. So
That's right.
they never actually return back to their consciousness because they are in fear. Actually, Dan Winter talks about this because they don't die well because they fear death and they are natural. The consciousness, once it's released from the physical form, is confused and and seeks something and it doesn't understand it needs to go back to its original consciousness arena. It then chooses to go into the soul trap. And that's what loops the Terrans. And I think they lose knowledge. I think they lose perspective which makes sense. If you're wearing blinders for generations after generations after generations, the consciousness itself begins to shrink.
Everything is light. You've heard this, right?
Yep. Everything is light. It's like, yeah. The,
Everything is
the
also a
vibration.
kind of a love energy. We are all coming from a very loving source creator energy. Source creates all these sparks that we call souls. When these massive, absolutely massive sources, every dimension has a source or creator. Every dimension has its own source. And imagine that these dimensions or levels of consciousness or sources, all of these exist in multiple infinite cosmic dimensions. And when you look at some pictures of the cosmos that obviously are maybe from NASA,
Well, you can see the cosmos in your own mind. If you want an action, I think it's funny
yes.
because I'm actually being drawn very far out into the universe right now, which I don't want to go. But for people I know, what does it look like? You just go there. So don't look at the pictures from the cabal. Look at what you're being shown in your mind. Because well, right now I'm being shown an entranceway into a deeper galaxy, which I don't want to go into. But you'll see what it looks like.
So exactly what I wanted to share is that what I'm receiving is that many of the pictures from NASA are false.
They are false. They're colored, actually.
Everything about the planets in this solar system is made up.
Yeah, of course, right. Of
Everything about what the planets look like on the surface is made up.
course.
The largest planet in our solar system, and I say our, but we don't belong,
Right.
nothing belongs to us. We're just here visiting. And visualize that the largest planet in this solar system planet is Jupiter. Jupiter is very masculine, absolutely massive, benevolent, very, very positive, massive energy. It's extremely strong. No ET, no race, no humans can cause harm to Jupiter. Jupiter is so massive and so strong. It will not allow those kind of frequencies onto its surface or inside of its planet. And there are infinite races living inside of all these planets, but mostly Jupiter. Jupiter has an incredible amount of races that live inside of it. There are different kinds of beings that live in Jupiter. They're not all friendly, lovey-dovey, but they are not warring. They are nothing like I'm not going to mention which planets, but there are planets in this solar system that are not positive because they have been captured.
Well, you're on one.
Yeah, so Earth has been taken over by life forms that use and abuse it. So I had an incredible session last night with the client in a different part of the country. She lives 30 miles from Area 51 in Nevada, not far from Vegas. And moving forward through the whole session, towards the end, I asked beings of light from Jupiter to show us what's happening on the planet and what do we do to remove the negative ETs. And what Jupiter instantly showed us, this is the soul of Jupiter, this is not a race. And what we instantly, both of us saw at the same time in our respective locations, is we saw these literally like black boxes. Every single entity, negative entity, was surrounded in a black box. And then they were removed from this planet. Then they were taken out into space. I can't tell you which part of space, but it's pretty far out. It could be towards the end of our solar system, the outskirts of the solar system, because that's how it feels. Some kind of a, can you feel this?
Mm. Yeah, it is way out.
And they're sent way out there beyond our planets that we know of. There are many larger planets, but we are not being told about them. And they are now being sent out there, and they're in some kind of a quarantine field, and the vibration where they are is really low. It's not the same as in our solar system. This is very interesting. But that's how they removed every single entity from this planet, is we need to visualize them all in black boxes. And it's a kind of a field, a force field. They cannot get out of these. They cannot touch each other. They cannot communicate with each other telepathically or any form. All their abilities are completely stopped. They are trapped. It's like a prison cell. There is no light coming into these boxes. They're completely black. That's what Jupiter showed us.
Mm.
There is no military. We don't need military. We don't need fighting. We don't need any of that. We need to use knowledge, technology that we can gain from other planets, souls, and life forms in the cosmos. We need to educate ourselves. We need to bring knowledge into ourselves and use knowledge very wisely to free this planet and to begin to enlighten her. It's very, it can happen very quickly, but many people need to cooperate and to come together and to evolve as soon as possible.
Yeah,
I think we've done a lot.
I think so. Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Thank you to everyone on the planet that sees this video. Thank you for your incredible contribution to the light, to bringing a much higher soul knowledge into your being, a much higher connection to sources in the cosmos, and free your conscious minds, free yourselves from all these negative programs. And try as much as you can. This is just our advice, to try to diminish the wireless technology that you are all being trapped into using. And if you want an enormous amount of knowledge about this, just check out Dr. Jack Cruz. He's an incredible brain surgeon. He has a huge podcast. He did an interview with, I think it was last November, and it's 4 hours and 20 minutes. And it's with a young guy, sorry, I can't remember his name. And in that, he describes the entire last 120 years, how this planet has been captured, by who, when, what, and all the wireless radiation and how it's being used for total mind control. I think Dr. Jack Cruz is an incredible being. We're deeply grateful to have him on Earth. Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. Anything else?
Oh, Aranka, I think that was absolutely brilliant. It was just such a, empowering experience and yet relaxing and invigorating at the same time. I think we're fighting a very dark war, and at times we have to kind of sit back and rejuvenate ourselves and come back into a sense of, okay, let's get back to the drawing board, the blueprints, whatever you want to call it, the art of war, and recalibrate and be ready to address the different things that are being brought to light and which need to be, aired and remedied.
So I'm really glad that we are on Earth. We've gotten together, we've met, and that you're going to meet many, many more people that are here as envoys, what I call beings of light that are coming here to help.
Yes, there's a hell of a lot of us,
There's a hell of a lot of
They're,
us.
they're, they're trying to take us down, but no, we just
No, they really have been focused on causing us a tremendous amount of harm.
absolutely.
This the
Yeah.
enormous amount of frustrating, like financial setbacks, physical setbacks, For me, they use cell towers. They're constantly blasting me in 5G or Wi-Fi technology. So everywhere I live, I have to deal with 5G. I know that a lot of people probably don't understand wireless technology, but the 5G can make you have really bad experiences, no sleep, brain fog, memory problems, heart problems. It just goes on and on. They're blocking oxygen levels to the brain, everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what also is happening, and Dr. Jack Kruse says this, is that the back of the brain has the feeling center on the right and the cold, unloving center on the left. They're right next to each other. And he said that wireless technology is shutting down the compassionate center of humanity.
Yeah, they're trying to turn people into grays. I mean, basically a hive collective. That's what they're doing.
Exactly. And so once we learn all this stuff, we're able to then find ways to go shield ourselves, shield the phones, shield,
Yeah.
the house, whatever. But it's important that we also shield the animals. And right now, there's very few products to shield your animals. And
Yeah.
the most important thing is the brain.
Yeah.
Like start wearing hats so that they're protecting your brain.
Right. Especially for some people who live, like I live in my own house, so I can control it myself out in the country. If you live in the country, but you have a lot of people who live in cities and apartment complexes.
Apartments.
You're toast because you have no control over your environment. You don't have access to nature on a daily basis. You're living in and then that's like the 15 minutes concentration camp cities. So, it can be very challenging for people who are in apartment complexes when you're surrounded by Wi-Fi.
I know, you're toast, just like you said. Just bread and butter, toast.
I personally don't recommend anyone ever living in those places, but if you're in
No.
one and you don't have any choice, there are techniques that you can use to try to mitigate. Get out in nature. Well, we have she doesn't live in a tower, but Ivanilda's actually does every day. She gets out into the nature where she lives, the park systems, just to try to focus if you live in a city on anything that's nature, right? Whatever's around there, pigeons, sparrows, the different birds that you see, the trees that are generally lining, anything you can do, just touch a tree as you're walking by. Whatever you can do, bring some leaves into your house.
Well, there was just a fascinating documentary that I happened to catch a glimpse of on YouTube a few weeks ago, and it's about grounding.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And there were people in there as an example that were really sick. And the gentleman that began teaching people grounding, but this particular grounding system, they actually healed in 6 months. And what he told them is, I know not everybody's going to want to do this, but for half an hour, get naked and go lie outside on the grass.
Funny.
Now, you don't have to get naked, but if you just lie down on the ground, take
Also,
your shoes off.
Linda's husband Will 100% agrees with you, and he likes to be naked and doing all that stuff all the time. But no, I mean, back home, well, I sit on the, people are surprised because Eka sits on the floor. I sit on the floor outside when I'm outside here because I have, a lot of nature. I sit on the ground. That's where I sit. I don't sit in a chair. I sit in the ground. But back home, Eka and I, for most of the year, when the weather is good, we sleep outside.
Yeah, not on concrete, not
There's
on
no,
pads
there's
that
no
are
concrete on air.
synthetic. Not, don't lie on synthetic materials that are on the ground. You have to actually touch the earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's even more interesting, last night when I was talking to my client, who's also very high vibration, she said that what she was receiving is to find places where mushrooms have a massive mycelium underground,
Right.
and
Yeah.
she lies down on the ground where there's mycelium roots.
Absolutely.
It's really interesting.
Well, that's a whole highway communication, fiber optics mushroom
The
linking.
whole planet is covered in mycelium.
Yeah, you have it.
So, can you imagine what you can tap into if you tap into the consciousness of mycelium?
Yeah, and they're communicating with the trees. They're communicating with everything.
Everything.
It's a
Everything.
Wi-Fi network all across it.
Well, I have lots of information about the oceans, about the atmosphere, about HARP, geoengineering, blah blah blah, but that's for another day.
Yeah,
We're here to teach people how to get higher vibration so that we can then instantly gain knowledge how to dissolve the negative. ET influence.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to do. We're not here to fight them. We're here to use knowledge to get rid of them.
It's basically a type of medieval alchemization.
Way beyond that. Yeah. Way beyond that. I mean, you don't come from medieval times, Andrea.
Well, I mean, it was pretty, to be fair, it was cool. It had a vibe.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'm delighted to be here. Thank you so much for your incredible journey that you came to Earth and for surviving everything you've done. You're an amazing person.
Oh, and all of us, we've all been through the ringer because I tell people, look, it's a war. So when you
It's
understand,
been a battle.
yes, they're trying to suppress us. I mean, it is, they want to hold on to this planet and we're trying to liberate it. So it's a challenge, but you just try to find, I think you just have to figure out like a puzzle how to and that's why I like to share Eeka's story because we're uncovering a lot more of what a lot of the extraterrestrials, I hate to use that word, but I'm just going to use it, have experienced here. I think it's gonna unlock some of the psyops that have been maintained and that are still being maintained. So
It will unlock, as you say.
yeah, it's they've been through quite a bit. And we're I'm putting together, it'll be on Rumble because I can't do it on YouTube. So maybe some of the stuff that you might want to come back and share, Aranka, we may have to bring it to Rumble.
Yeah, Rumble's
And
fine. As a
really
matter of
we
fact,
can
you're
really
better off on Rumble.
yeah, then we can really just go to town and talk about what they're actually doing. So that's kind of been my plan for a while now to begin kind of inching us over a little bit to you get your audience on YouTube, unfortunately, Rumble does not gain, and I think that has something to do with, I think it's on purpose, where it's very difficult generally for people to gain footing on Rumble. So they're moving their YouTube audiences over there so that you can have both, best of both worlds. Um, to attract new, because we do, that's our goal here, is to create a platform and a community for people who are looking for a place that resonates with where they are at this moment in their mission here on this planet. Join us if that resonates with you, and then we move over there to kind of spend a little bit more time diving deep down the rabbit hole, so to speak. So
Well, you were telling me about your Facebook and this new Facebook page.
we
What's it
do.
called?
We do. It's actually not run by me. It's run by a partner with, I have many. We have, the deep state has tentacles. So do we.
That's right. Absolutely. We have bigger tentacles.
We have a mycelium network, right? That's such a tool song. Um,
Yeah, we have the planet's energy.
that's such a, because we need a tool song on that. But yeah, I'm going to do a special, just a second video. We want to kind of let it settle, let them get, because it's just open literally a couple of days ago. We got new admins on there. So we just kind of want to let it, like a new restaurant. You want to let it kind of have its growing pains, and then I'll announce it. But it's Growing Up Alien After Hours Chat, and that's on Facebook. And then we'll go from there with that. So yeah,
Yeah, it's to help people connect with others
yeah,
anywhere on the planet that have had higher consciousness experiences
yeah, yeah.
or come from the stars and are here to help and feel very lost and alone.
Yeah, and that's we want to be able to get and people may, be able to connect with certain people that speak their language, or they're close to them, so they can meet up for a coffee or whatever. So that's really the goal behind that, make it a little bit more personal.
Oh, speaking of languages, so I'm Bulgarian and
Right.
Hungarian from the old Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
So I spoke Italian before I spoke English. I spoke 5 languages. And so if people wanted to connect with me in other languages, those are the ones that I can relate to. But I don't speak Italian anymore, but I know a little Russian. I took Russian in college, which was super easy. The Slavic language. Thank you very much. I won't keep you.
We always respect our audience's time because you know how it is. Who's got time? So very
Yeah, but
cool.
I have a feeling we've captured quite a few people's attention here.
That's the goal. That's what we're here for. So, Ika's pretty much retired, so he has a lot of time. He bugs me all day, but
Oh, ask Ika right now, what does he have to offer us? What would he like to say?
Throw him on the spot. He's like, he's gonna throw me on the spot. What do you want to say? Well, first he wants to thank you, Aranka, for helping him through, an unexpected challenge. And it was very, uh, he says the resources he gained from not only working with you and going to the crystal planets, and he worked mostly with the emeralds, remember, but also going on the Andromedan ship and having a healing session with their medical energy field and their med bed systems. That helped quite a bit as well. He says he just wanted to bring that up for you. And he says, okay, we're going to be bringing forward a lot more information. I was worried whenever he's going to be ready for that, but he's ready for that, he says. We're going to be bringing up forth a lot more information. And as always, he just wants to, he wants to hug everybody. And yeah,
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
yeah, he always wants to, he wants to radiate, love to the folks listening. And he looks forward to chatting with people, and he has been chatting with folks, right? And what he says, just don't make too much about, telepathing. He says, just relax into it and do it. And he's more than happy to practice with people, he says, and to feel his energy. And yeah, right. He says, he says, try um, connecting with him through focusing on those really bad AIs that I produced. Well, it's not me, it's the AI that makes them bad. But to get an idea of what he looks like. So I know you've seen him, Aranka, and many people will be surprised. He's actually quite built.
Oh, he's perfect. For
Hey,
humans, he
yeah.
doesn't look like us. He looks like a perfect image of a human.
Yeah.
And he's also, how old is he? 160 Earth years?
It's hard because the planets revolve differently. So
Exactly. They're very different.
we it's around 175.
So, but he looks 25.
Yeah, he looks about that.
You know, I've got my pet here. I don't want to
He's
say
like
he's an incredible
he's
being of
like
light,
playing
and
with
he
his
wants me to
ears.
tickle him. And so it's like, no, the thing about Eka that's absolutely amazing is that Eka and you are bringing humans a completely different life form experience. Here on Earth, everybody thinks they're human. We're not all human.
Well,
And
we're a form of the humanoid. That's what.
right, and we're all, like you said, walk-ins, or we're having experiences where we're a very high vibration force down to this 3D. And then the wireless radiation is blimping all of us out. What wireless does is it causes mass inflammation and it starts affecting your metabolism. So you're like puffing out like a little pelican here
Yeah,
I hardly eat. I'm vegetarian.
right.
And I
It's
cannot seem to
mental
lose
strain.
weight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it affects many people are puffing out, but
Yeah, oh
not
yeah.
because of their diet or anything.
Yeah, yeah, and it's many Martians actually came here. So a lot of your Terran types are actually Martian. But
That explains that explains why last night when we were connecting to Mars again, the soul of Mars, I got nothing. Nothing is happening. Mars feels abandoned.
it has
Totally.
still there are settlements on it.
That's it.
It's just sad. It's just really been through a lot, and I think it will heal and grow as everything heals and grows. That's what we had from one of our elders. I need to talk to her again. So our elders aren't woo-woo, right? They're still humanoids, right? But she was saying, well, what's going to happen here is in this cleansing, which is I have some suspicions, and a few of our members have kind of had some suspicions of what this cleansing may look like. But anyway, as we begin to sort of liberate this planet Earth in this solar system, it will liberate energetically many other planets as well who might be undergoing this kind of it's sort of a Robin Hood story, a tale of
It's dominoes.
yeah, and it's kind of bringing robbing from the bad guys and bringing it to the good guys, to create more balance because it's been too unbalanced. And she has a very optimistic view, which is great, and we're looking forward to seeing. Oh, I think the role for a lot of us right now is to begin to start pushing, to start get this to get the ball rolling, to stop sitting back, letting others take control, and for all of us to step forward and to start pressing and start demanding and thinking and acting and doing things in ways that will break the system. So, you know,
That's right. And stop the mind control.
that's
Everyone
it. Exactly.
start start listening to your thoughts. Be aware of your thoughts as much as possible every day. And if a thought comes in that's really weird and suddenly just pops in, something strange, it's not your thoughts.
Right. Oh,
You are
I
being
love it.
projected on
Yeah,
negative programs.
absolutely. And that's part of the battle here. That's how they control the different
That's
skirmishes
exactly,
that they're
that's
launching.
exactly right.
It's an extraterrestrial war. And this isn't the only planet that has had this experience. Many of them have. Um, and for many folks that are here now, you've done this before. You've helped liberate other planets, and now you're here, bringing the wisdom and knowledge and experience from what you did on other planets to this one. So
Yeah, and you guys came from the Pleiades, right?
yeah,
There are many, many humans that are here in human form, but they're not human. They actually come from really far out there in the
very much.
Andromedan.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
come from other galaxies
Oh yeah.
that NASA will not disclose. We
Oh,
have
well,
way more than just Milky Way.
we don't care about NASA. We do our own stuff.
Right. And so there are all these other life forms on this planet. And I hope that we all start finding each other now because it's really important. So in numerology, we just finished a year, 2025. We're completing a 9. It's vibrating. If you add 2025, it's a 9. We're completing a cycle of 9, and now we're going to start another cycle of 9.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so just be aware that everything's vibrating, everything's numerology, everything is mathematics.
Absolutely. Everything's met. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's all vibration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he does his Eeka's
Have a
everyone. He's
wonderful
for
journey, everyone. I wish
yes.
everyone a wonderful light connection.
Thank you so much, Aranka, for joining us today. And as we always say to all of our members, thanks to Frank Chili. We will see you all upstairs.
Ciao.